So you want to be a wedding photographer. Here are my 5 tips to being a better wedding photographer, or here are 5 tips that you should know as a wedding photographer. Number 1 is communication. Communication is the most important part of being a wedding photographer. You need to be able to communicate with the client to make sure that they understand, hey, this is the style of photography that I do, and this is the style of photography that I provide. All right. And then on top of that too, communicating with your client, always show up at least an hour early to the wedding. Even if it's an engagement session, show up at least 15-20 minutes early, because I guarantee you they're gonna already be there. Communicating effectively will 100% keep you on their good side. It will help you get more clients as well, and communicating effectively will reassure them that, hey, I did book the right person. This person is the person that I should have booked, and it'll make them feel more comfortable. It'll also make them feel that the money that they paid is worth it. Because you got to think about it. These people are paying you for a special day, a once in a lifetime day. They're not paying you for 2-3 days. No, they're paying you for one day that is tailored to them specifically. So communication is number 1 and also the biggest thing in wedding photography. Number 2, get a timeline. Just straight up, get a timeline. You know what I'm saying? Get a timeline from the bride and the groom so you know when everything is happening, how everything is happening. Me personally, I make my own timeline, and I show up an hour early. I communicate effectively, and I also make sure that I stick to my timeline, because the bride and groom, they're not going to stick to their timeline 9 times out of 10. Let me not say that. It depends on the couple, because most of the couples that I've dealt with have not stuck to their timeline, and I was the one to keep them on their timeline. So make your own timeline so that way you know everything that's going on, and you know what time everything is supposed to be going on. It'll help you in the long run, and it'll help the bride and the groom in the long run. Essentially, what I'm saying is you'll be able to run the wedding the way that you want to run it. It's a chance that the wedding's not going to run the way that it's supposed to. But by having your own timeline, it'll run the way that you want it to run. And implementing your timeline helps you all the better. Number 3, practice. And when I say practice, I mean get your kids. Street photography. I think street photography would be like the closest thing to wedding photography. Ask one of your family members, hey, or ask a friend of yours that has a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever. Ask one of them, hey, can I photograph y'all? Can I take photos of y'all? Like, that will help you practice. Practice. 100%. Free shoots will get you a long way. You know what I'm saying? It'll open a lot of doors for you. I did a lot of free shoots when I first started out. I'm just going to be real with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, my first year, I did a lot of free shoots, but a lot of people also paid me to do their shoots as well. So practice, like get to know your exposure triangle, aperture, shutter speed, and ISO. Make sure you know all 3 of them things. If you have to shoot auto, that's fine. See what your camera exposes for. Look at the image properly and be like, okay, this is what I should change. You know what I'm saying? I shoot everything manual and also shoot everything raw. Do not shoot anything in JPEG. Shoot everything raw. I'm just straight up tell you that right now. Shoot everything raw. Which brings me to number 4. Shoot everything in RAW. Pretty much RAW gives you the flexibility. Let's say your white balance was off. You know what I'm saying? You'll be able to change the white balance in that photo versus having the JPEG, the color depth, and everything else that goes along with it. You don't have as much information in a JPEG as you do as a RAW photo. Last but not least, number 5. Straight up, number 5. Shoot with 2 cameras. If you can afford it, shoot with 2 cameras. If you can't, shoot with 1 camera, but at least try and get something like either a Canon T6i, T8i, or RP or something like that, or whatever system you use. Just try and have something as a backup, because you never know what's going to happen on the wedding day. You don't want your camera to mess up, and then something happened, and you have to go explain to a bride and a groom, these people done paid you already. You can't turn around and go be like, oh, hey, I messed up, or my camera died and like it's not turning back on and I can't continue shooting your wedding. At least have 2 cameras. Like I said, if you can afford it, don't put yourself in a situation where you can't shoot a wedding with 2 cameras. I shoot with 2 Sony A7 IVs. Those are my cameras of choice. I was gonna go medium format, but I thought about it and it don't make sense to shoot weddings in medium format. I'd say around like 12 to like 33, 34 megapixels is perfectly fine for a wedding. Having 2 cameras goes a long way. Also, make sure those cameras, both of those cameras, have dual SD card slots. If you have 2 Canon EOS Rs, just be very careful. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to like format a card by accident or something happened to the camera and the card gets destroyed or something like that. Like immediately back up those photos if you can. Like take a laptop with you and a card reader, or take a laptop with a dongle. That's all I got for you today. Follow those 5 tips and that'll help you either be a better wedding photographer, one, or it will help you if you're just not starting out. And that's what I went by. That's what I'm going by. And in the next couple, maybe the next video that I make, I'll put out like a guide to like what shot, like a shot list guide. Maybe I'll include it in this video. So if just check the description down below if there's a link for like a shot list guide or something, and it'll tell you everything that I do on a wedding day. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, comment, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload another video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.